Hello and welcome to The Buck Stops Here. I am Catherine Murray. Well, we are obviously just off the heels of the U.S. election where we had a huge sweep by President to be Donald Trump. And I think it's important to take a look at what the markets are doing, the reaction, what it might mean for the U.S. economy, and of course, what that might mean for the Canadian economy as well. And for that, we have a veteran investor, Dennis Gartman, is joining us. He's the founder of the Gartman Letter and Emeritus Chairman of University of Akron. Dennis, great to be with you today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Always honored to be asked. Thank you. Thanks for having me on, Catherine.
Thank you. So much to go through today. I do want to get your first initial reaction to the massive sweep that we saw and also the massive move in the Dow at 1,500 points. I had to do a double check on the reading. I mean, I knew it would be up, but that much was quite astounding.
It was astounding to me. I was somewhat surprised by the fact that Mr. Trump, whom I voted for, but I did so reluctantly, personality just bothered me greatly. And some of his policies, especially concerning tariffs, bother me dramatically. But I voted for him. It was more of a vote against Mrs. Harris than it was a vote for Mr. Trump. But I was surprised by the fact that Mr. Trump was able to carry not only the Electoral College, which is paramount, but he actually was able to carry the popular vote. That was somewhat surprising to me, and I think surprising to the markets generally. So that's why we had a 1,500-point rally in the Dow yesterday. Still shocking to me, but it still wants to go higher, apparently.
Why do you think, I think it's important to talk a little bit about this because, and certainly in mainstream media, it looked as though it was going to be a very tight race. Have you ever seen something so poorly calculated? Why do you think it was so miscalculated?
We've had problems with the polls in the past, and I think a lot of the pollsters like to amalgam themselves in a tight group. Nobody likes to stand out and say that he's going to lose dramatically or win dramatically. Everybody was happy saying that it was going to be a close race. That was probably just an amalgamation, a crowding into the center. So it was not too shocking that so many of the pollsters got it wrong. They've been wrong in the past, but we'll see. They'll learn a lesson from this. They missed the consensus amongst the lower to middle class that there was a disconcertion with the Harris administration and the Biden administration that the national pollster just missed completely. They may do it again in the future.
Yeah. What do you think it is that the Harris campaign so obviously dramatically missed?
They missed the fact that the average American family, the wage earners making, let's say, $45,000 to $60,000 or $70,000 a year, are having trouble putting groceries on the table, having trouble with their credit card extensions, having trouble meeting mortgage payments. They missed the elites missed that, and it's going to be a problem for them going forward. So that's the reason why there was such a groundswell in favor of Mr. Trump. The average American really did feel better, was fiscally in better circumstances 5 and 6 years ago than he is right now, or than she is right now. And the pollsters missed that completely.
And it seems as though they also missed, the Harris campaign missed perhaps the importance of proper immigration policies, or at least immigration policies that the United States has always had. It was always very difficult to move to the States. It was an honor to be able to move to the States. We moved down there when I was 9 years old, and it was a real process. You can't just walk in. Where do you stand on her immigration policies and what was allowed for the past 4 years, and what you think President Trump-elect will be focused on?
I can remember when my mother, who grew up in Canada, when she became an American citizen, I was 2 years old at the time, and it was a real process that she had to go through. And we've I think, made it too difficult to become an American citizen. But clearly, the immigration problem, the swarming across the borders and through Mexico into the United States, was disconcerting to the average American. And the Harris administration, the Biden administration, missed that completely. Mr. Trump spoke to it directly and made great. He found a groundswell of support for his position on that. No question about it. It was something that the Democrat organization missed completely.
Right. That people want to protect their country and want to protect their homes and their communities from
Sure.
a lot of crime that's been happening. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, I'm going to get your take as well on what pulling back immigration might mean for tariffs and labor costs in the United States. We'll be right back.